Hey, I'm Alexiane. I'm an independent producer, singer, and songwriter. I was born in Montmagny, Canada. My childhood in Senegal was wonderful. I lived there with my mom and my father, and I remember just feeling such freedom there as a child. We had a little house with a lot of animals in front of the ocean. At lunchtime, I would just go to my neighbors and we would dance and create melodies. So I think that's where my desire to create melodies and do music was born. I've had this this feeling of not belonging anywhere, like my entire life. Now it's better, but when I was because I've come to accept it. But when I was a child, like for example, when I was in Senegal, I'm Senegalese as well. I'm a quarter Senegalese, but I'm very white. So they wouldn't. So I was like the white girl there, and then when I would go to France, I would have like a French Canadian accent. Like I don't know, like I just felt, and I had a Senegalese Wolof accent as well, but it made me stronger, you know. To just have lived in many countries makes me understand people better. It makes me more empathetic, more compassionate as well. And yeah, I guess it's amazing that having such rich cultural background and having traveled that much over the years, I feel like even though like many times I didn't feel like I was belonging anywhere, I realize now that I kind of belong everywhere, and that it has opened doors for my music, you know, in the music world. Because now, for example, 2 months ago we just hit platinum in Russia with the remix of our song "Mirror on My Soul." We're playing on Turkish radio, we're in Iran, where, you know, we never know. In Greece, we're #1 as well in Greece. Like, you never know how it's gonna pop. Like, it's wonderful. So when I was 3 months old, I was diagnosed with severe atopic dermatitis. So it's basically severe eczema, for you to understand better. So my skin is very dry and itchy. And it's a chronic disease, so it doesn't, chronic means it doesn't leave, right? Like you can't cure it. So you have to learn how to live with it and accept it. And you have ups and downs, and you have moments of crisis, and sometimes you have nothing, but it comes back. It's a healing process, you know. My first album is about that. It's about a character who is suffering. So the album title is Into the Sun, and it's about a character who's suffering a lot and goes into the sun. So there's a progression. The character chooses to go towards the light. We're not saying that at the end of the album the character is 100% happy and everything, but it's a healing. It goes through a healing process. My biggest grief right now is obviously Igor. So he was my best friend. Well, he still is my best friend. Cool. Like twin brother. He was everything to me. And he passed away 2 years ago. What's I think the hardest is because it was his choice, right? It wasn't an accident, like in a car crash. I don't wish that upon anyone, but I just mean you don't leave the people behind asking themselves like why did it, right? Like there are so many questions that come with it. So it really takes a toll on your mental health. But I try to, my way of grieving is to write, first of all. and to talk about, like, that's the way I do it, but I'm not saying this is the way to do it. But for me, I feel like talking about him or anyone who passed away helps. I like remembering the good, you know. I like to have photos of him. I like listening to his songs. I like seeing his guitar, you know. Because it makes him still here, right? And the label that I created, Gion Records, it's for him and I that I created. The logo is literally, it's a drawing that Igor had made, and it's one face cut in two, and it's us, right? It's the twins, and it's the logo of Gion. So I love it because it's just the way, it's a legacy, like it's Igor's legacy, and I love that he gets to continue living through Gion, right? And in the first album, there are many songs that I wrote with him. In the second album that I already started working on, there are many songs that he worked on as well. So it's, I love, for me, it's not over, you know, it's just another form of life. And it wasn't, this is how I feel right now, 2 years later. It might be different in a few days as well, but it's, I try to see it as positively as possible, and I feel like he's here, honestly, but hey, that's another topic. And Gion is actually a really special city in Japan that I used to, well, that I traveled to with Igor, and it was such a, we wrote there, it was such a, we discovered the place by accident, but it was a place full of geishas and beautiful cherry blossom trees, and it was like from a fairy tale, you know. And we wrote there, and we actually had made an album, him and I, that we never released, mastered by us, like everything we wrote, like on canoes, like we wrote it in one summer. We did it completely for fun, and then we even printed like 100 CDs that we gave to family and friends. So I wrote a song for a movie actually called Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets. The song's name is A Million on My Soul. And I wrote this song with Igor when I was in LA, with Igor and with another friend of mine called Mathieu Caratier, who's a great producer in LA as well. Yeah, so Igor was still here when the movie was released, and so when the song was released, and started doing really well, and he got to see that, so that's really cool. Yeah. My advice would be for human beings, not necessarily just upcoming artists or just for anyone, to just trust yourself and try to have control over your life, you know. And for example, for me, it was creating that record label, you know, not being ripped off, and trying to have as much control as I can over my music and the decisions that are being made artistically or business-wise. And number 3 would be seriously that's for people in the music industry, educate yourself. Like, even my lawyer still educates herself every day. Like, it's a very complex industry, and like there are tons of books. Happiness for me would be to be able to do what I love as a living always, like, because honestly, like, I feel so free doing what I do, and I love it so much. Am I happy today? Yes, I'm happy today. I'm writing in the woods. Rising Star came to interview me in the woods. They're wonderful. Okay, can I say? Yeah. They're wonderful. They brought me a beautiful sweater. Can we show it? Yeah? Awesome.
I really love it.
Rising Star team brought me this wonderful pink sweater, my favorite color. Thank you guys. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, no, for real. Thank you so much.